Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the haunting of Bly Manor. We left off on a very stressful note. I was pretty stressed come the end. I genuinely don't know what's gonna happen. Predictions. I think Hannah tells Danny this episode. This feels like it should be the finale. You know, after everything kicked off last episode, this feels like it should be the episode where things get resolved. I'm wondering how they're going to keep this going for 2 more episodes. Well, this and the next one. Should be interesting to see. Luke. No, not even Luke. Peter. You know, like, you do get, you can understand his desperation to want to get away and not turn out like the other ghosts in the house, but the things he did, what he's done to Miles and what he planned to do to Flora, inexcusable, and we just need to wipe him out. And I have to believe, for my sanity, that there's something we can do for Miles. I don't want to end this with only one kid standing. I mean, it's better than none, but still, you know. And Flora doesn't want to leave her brother. Man, I don't think even Jess could convince her that he's gone. So that's obviously going to create problems for us. But I reckon this is the episode we all come together. You know, Jamie's going to be here, Hannah's going to be here, revealed. I think Lord Wingrave will be here. I reckon Owen will be here. This is the episode where it all comes together. Everyone finds out what the hell is going on. And yeah, let's go. I mean, she's just a child. Even if she heard it from a ghost, who's not gonna want to leave Miles.
I'm not leaving!
You're gonna get us killed. I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I forgot this happened. You should have just knocked her out. Is Hannah gonna come in? Chokeslam this bitch. There's no way Danny does as well. Maybe she will. We should also get trapped here.
Century.
A bit of backstory, huh?
Lived in the province of Hampshire. His name is of little account. I shall take the liberty of calling him Mr. Willoughby. With their father in the ground, they faced a dire necessity.
This
for
one's
marriage.
one of them's the woman in the base in the
For both
attic, and one of them's the lady of the
maidens,
lake.
neither stood to lose control
What about
over Mr.
the
Willoughby's economic
the
affairs.
boy? I reckon we just salt and burn the bones. That solves a lot of problems,
in that
right?
Time had nothing. The 2 sisters were at this time in all the freshness of their youthful bloom. Among the young men, their friends and neighbours, there were many excellent fellows. Several devoted swains and some.
You know,
2
this
or
lady
3
speaking
with
kind
a
of sounds like Jamie a
reputation
little
of
bit.
Universal charmers. Viola knew them for what they were.
But is that old woman from the start? I wonder who that is.
Opportunists.
Is that Danny? She lived? Is it Flora grown up?
And the sisters must stay in control, lest everything be lost to the same grave.
Okay. So what's your plan?
This led to Viola's invitation to a distant cousin.
Ugh.
He was an honest, resolute, intelligent young man.
Perhaps
Rich in
this is
pounds
the
sterling, in his health
the
and
plague
comfortable
doctor looking
hopes,
guy.
and his little capital of uninvested affections. He had a handsome face. He had studied and travelled. He spoke French. He played the flute. And just as Perdita began to feel the stirrings of a true interest in the young man,
Viola returned.
and a fine outcome for Perdita, who had always enjoyed the comfort of a birth station.
To have and to hold from this day forward, according to God's holy ordinance. And thereto I plight thee my troth.
To have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love, cherish.
Yours seems a bit more rehearsed and forced than his.
And obey. To
Yeah.
love, cherish, and obey.
Oh no, not here.
The vicar believed this an innocent omission. It was not. A surprise not to Perdita, who knew her sister better than any. And a surprise not to God. The transaction done, the business concluded, the manor saved, young Viola turned her eyes inward. She would sleep. She would wake. Perhaps it was the room, she'd think. It was her mother's room, her parents' bed, and now hers. She would sleep.
She would wake.
She would wake.
Very monotonous.
She would walk.
And is this the same route that the
Perhaps it
ghost
wasn't the room
takes?
after all.
baby boy, perchance?
Bly belongs to you, and they will try to take it from you as they did me. But I will not let them. Instead, we shall move mountains, my girl.
I'm definitely seeing the hair now.
It is you.
Oh my
It is
god.
me.
It is us.
It is us.
As it has arrived, it has already set its teeth.
She gonna kill him?
As for Viola,
Oh.
her suspicion began as small, as inconsequential as
And
the
that's why he
tickle
puts the
of
mask on.
arms. Innumerable yards of lustrous silk
I kinda love
and
that
satin,
saying, you know.
of muslin,
You know,
velvet
it's
and
you, it's
lace
me, it's us.
from all over the world.
You got that plague.
No, from her lips only the sickness.
Got that plague in her. How terrifying, by the way, the plague masks were. Did he just have a heart attack
It is
here?
not the plague.
It's not the plague?
She has the lung.
Well, she has two of them.
How long?
What does that
How
mean?
long, Doctor?
Months. Months at the...
Oh.
She cannot sleep without her mother.
Separate.
If you want her to live,
You
she
will
must.
treat her. Cure her.
It
do
doesn't
not
work
know
like
that. I
that.
can.
You will.
Don't kiss her. You stupid ass. Don't be so close to her. Duh. We ain't never seen a ghost baby, though. So what happens to the child? And where does the boy come from? So many questions. Where does the husband go? Maybe he just leaves. How does the doctor guy die? So many questions. I thought we were past this. God damn it.
And all things exhausted,
Maybe you shouldn't be in this
their
room.
vicar came again to Bly.
Oh, look at the
And
baby.
I will come again.
Maybe he just takes the baby away.
And I
That would
will
be
take
the,
you
a
to
happy end.
myself.
Well, not the happy ending, but the best
So that
possible
where I
ending.
am, so that where I am, there you may also be.
Does it look like she's in a position to speak?
Sister, let us try again.
Dumbass. What?
I
We
go
talk.
and prepare a place for you.
We trying to get her to speak
No.
for? Oh,
What did you say?
no, I'm finna go to hell.
I do not go.
Time paid her no mind. Days to weeks to months.
Different
to
rendition
years.
of
round and round
Go
the
Tomorrow
sun.
here.
In different planets spun, and all is different.
Oh, I really hope this baby doesn't
A
die.
few more minutes, please.
You cannot even read that book.
Give me a
She's
chance.
trying. Give
Bed.
her. Oh, bless her.
As I said before, thrice.
There's nothing scandalous about this, really. It's natural progression. 5 years after his wife died. I mean, they felt it was them who were feeling each other first. Oh, she's still alive! I
Viola
thought that
had
that's what they were
surpassed the
making out.
predictions of the
Yeah,
physicians and priests
I
alike.
thought that's what they were making
Held
out at the
alive,
start.
Some would whisper by.
Oh, at this point, just throw her in a lake. You know what I'm saying? It'd be easier for all of you, including you.
Take me to bed.
You wouldn't have to live in this pain. I guess this is how they make it last 2 episodes. Not that I'm complaining, but I was also quite happy actually not knowing as well about the previous ghosts. Felt like this wasn't something we needed to know, so it would have been just as fine. Don't do anything, I swear to God.
Before the 6th year of Viola's living death, she summoned to her room all of the jewels and clothes she had accumulated in her days before the sickness.
Is this the room Danny sleeps in? That is sad. And awful.
They will not be buried in my rings or my dresses.
So this
My
is where
rings
she goes out to the
my
lake.
lace and my silk. I can say without vanity now that I am done with them. They will be a great inheritance for our daughter, so you will keep them. till
These
she
past
grows
6
into
years
them.
must have been hell for the whole family.
Shrouded, covered in rose petals. Promise me that you will keep them for her, that you will keep the key, and you will never give it to anyone except our child.
Money failing, as time went on, Arthur
Did
would
he
acquire more
sell
and more to
them?
business, further and further across the oceans to places exotic and rich. Perhaps it was the hour, perhaps the fact that everything in this world has that point beyond which it can bear no more weight. But
Does
that
she?
night, as Perdita beheld her sister,
Does
a
she
thought
kill her?
occurred to her. The word had eclipsed her thoughts at night and waken as well. It
Freedom.
began in her chest as the sickness did for Viola. It had spread, insistent, a whisper in her ear, in her mind entire. And now the word crept down her shoulder and her elbow until
her
the
hands,
word
yeah.
came to live in her hand. The word was mercy,
Oh, wow.
and the word was a lie. It was a different word that had infected her all this time. The word was not mercy, she realized in the end. No, the word had always been enough.
And now what? Because you died, and what happens to this child? I really don't want to watch it.
Concerning the widower, now the Lord of Bly Manor in all respects, very soon came to be predicted that he would marry again. They were married, as was becoming, with great privacy, almost with secrecy, that perhaps the late Viola may not hear of it.
Saw that.
And on their wedding night,
The
Miss
camera
Perdita
focused on
took
that one
residence
time.
in the bed which had been her sister's, and her adopted daughter refused at every turn to see her as a mother.
So 9 years old now, which is older than the other ghost. So maybe she does get out. Oh God, that's that's a bit messed up. It's gonna be normal when she looks back. You go and get your ass haunted. Maybe
Arthur, on his
maybe
side,
Viola
suffered
drags her
heavy
to the
losses of
lake,
money.
thus
This
creating a
latter
cycle where
circumstance
she now
compelled
drags
material
other people to the
retrenchment in
lake.
this expenditure. She had long since ascertained that her sister's immense wardrobe had been sequestered for the benefit of her daughter.
If she could have foreseen how dire things would become, how dire you have made things.
Me.
Yes. But were you not responsible for our financials, dear husband? Did you not run our estate into the damned ground?
And we would let it fall to ruin before she comes of age.
Once and for all, Perdita.
I mean, she has a
She's out of
point.
the question.
She has a point.
And I shall be gravely displeased if you return to the matter.
But what right had Violet to dispose of our future?
What right had she to bind you to meanness and cruelty?
Is he gonna find out? Because she's absolutely right. You're throwing away your daughter's future for a promise to a dead woman. I get it. It's your wife and you loved her and it was her dying wish, but that's just your daughter's future, man. You know? You know, 6 years is a long ass time for the ghost to learn how to, like, be able to interact with the world physically. That was cool! I mean, horrifying way to die, but that was sick. That was so well done. Damn! That's cool. I would have loved to have seen how that was made. It looks like she pulled out the dress and died of catharsis. Oh my god.
To return, dear listener.
I don't think she's
to
been up there for a
another
while. I think that was like
the night in which
supernatural.
Viola would sleep.
I think that's because she was killed by a ghost. She ended up looking like that, right? Yeah, sorry, you're dead. Is it just nothingness out there? You gonna see something or what? When's she gonna realize she's dead? Perhaps she
Would
has.
sleep. She would wake.
Be stuck in this room.
She would walk. She would sleep.
She would wake. She would walk.
She would wake. And time went by. How much time? It was impossible to reason.
6 years doing this over and over and over again. Even as a ghost, that's gotta be hell. Right, ghosts obviously have some going-ons, you know? I mean, look at Hannah.
Waking.
We shouldn't even know she was a ghost, so, like, they still have, like, functioning, like, thoughts and emotions and stuff.
Sleeping.
She's gonna look at it and it's just gonna be, like,
And in time, as we all do,
just
she
the worst it
admitted
can
all.
be.
She admitted she was dead. She admitted her husband had moved on. She admitted her daughter was growing without her.
Oh. That's so
And she
sad. This
admitted her
poor
room
woman.
Was a dream, a construct.
This
a
poor
lie
woman
preferred
has had it awful.
to the truth of the trunk.
You know?
One day the locks would see their keys, and one day Isabel would open her mother's trunk and claim her reward.
Oh my
Both
god.
of them.
And she was hoping to see her
And
daughter.
Day after day, night after night. An ocean of time. The moment finally came.
It's heartbreaking. It's utterly heartbreaking. So none of them are Lady of the Lake, or what? That was really well done. I really enjoyed that little storytelling kind of thing. I don't know.
When she beheld her husband, she saw not the changes wrought of time, only his sadness. They buried Lady Perdita and set about forging a new life. The business was empty. The manor was lost. If not in law, in spirit. They would move away from here, sell the manor, and find
Good.
a quieter life, a smaller one.
Good. That was the
Ideal
best
for the two
possible
of them.
outcome. Possible
The
outcome
two
I
of
could
them,
hope
and
for.
also Viola. At last, at least, she'd be with them both. Her husband, her daughter. No matter if they couldn't see her, couldn't touch her, couldn't hear her. No matter. She'd be with them, and that was all that mattered. Her reward for all these years of isolation, for all the ache in her tired heart. I had seen the horror on Perdita's lifeless face.
Did he throw it in the
His
lake?
superstition defied reason, but he felt confident all the same. Whatever curse had claimed his second
Is that
wife,
how?
he would not risk his daughter to its icy fingers.
Oh my god,
His
oh
daughter
that's so
more
sad. Oh shit!
road to womanhood.
Oh god.
Absolute abandonment.
That's so sad.
It shattered Viola's heart.
I bet.
The eldest of Willoughby's daughters, once Lady Lloyd of Bly, remains, some would whisper, by stubbornness alone. The pull of that next world ignored, she instead made her own gravity. Gravity of will.
That's crazy, by
Changed
the way.
terrain of Bly Manor
You know,
forever.
If you think about that,
And once again, she would sleep.
just outright denying nature, saying, no, I will not go.
She would wake.
She would walk. She would grab some people.
And she would walk. As if woken from a nightmare, she would walk back to her home, feeling each time that it was a dream. Feeling that if she walked to her bedroom, to the room she once shared with her husband, her infant daughter, that perhaps the nightmare would abate. That she could simply slip into the warmth of the blankets and
Oh,
nestle
wait,
herself
this
to the
is
bosom of her
the room
family,
that's locked away, isn't it?
waiting for her all this time. And Viola would remember. And the remembering itself was injury anew.
So why did she end up grabbing people?
Having forgotten,
And she would doing it again.
she would wake.
Yeah, I did wonder if every time
She would walk.
she kept walking the same path, because every time
How many
she
nights?
didn't know she'd done it
how
before,
many
you know?
walks would be waiting for her there.
Oh, this is what the plague guy dies. I see. Oh, perhaps that
She
little
did
boy
not even
died of the
realise
plague.
that a decade had passed. Not even realise after an outbreak of plague in the village that the empty manor had become a quarantine for the coughing death that ravaged her former community.
Where is she?
At that point, you must think, "Fuck, I'm about to die." So I did think the plague mask looked a little bit different.
It isn't safe. You mustn't be in this wing without protection.
As the plague doctor died,
Please don't kill a little boy in
so
front of me.
he was immediately forgotten. A strange phenomenon occurred. Her gravity, it seemed, her invented gravity that
Pulled
held her
others
to the
in.
grounds,
Oh my
that
god.
kept her in purgatory. It would hold others too.
That's crazy. Like Hell House, it was the house itself that was creating
And
them,
having
but
forgotten
in this
them,
one,
she
it's
would wake.
her.
She would walk.
That's crazy.
And alas, the poor vicar, the second person to find himself in Viola's path.
I don't think we've seen this guy,
She would sleep,
this ghost.
forget,
Oh, please don't.
and forget,
I don't.
and forget. Wake, walk, forget even more. Her name, forgotten. Her sister's name, forgotten. As her memories left her, so too, her face. That one night she found a child in her daughter's old bed and could not remember who she had been hoping to see. She had only the faint notion that she'd walked this far, hoping to find a child, and here was a child. It must be the child whom she'd sought. Must. She would sleep, and the others too.
And that's
Their
that's what makes
souls
him
held in
different to the
orbit.
ones in Hell House. Is
Those unfortunates trapped in the gravity well she had made of Bly Manor.
so who's the ghost in the attic? That must be Erdois, or whatever the hell her name was.
The eldest of Willoughby's daughters, once Lady Lloyd of Bly, now just a thought, just a feeling, not a woman at all, not a person at all, not a name or a face, just need, and loneliness.
Oh, it's such a
And
tragic
rage.
story.
Her fate was a nightmare. A fate that befell anyone, unfortunately,
look,
enough to step
I mean,
into
Peter.
her habitual path,
Stop. Stop!
who found themselves in the grips of Viola's gravity, even if never in the grip of her icy hands. No hope for anyone with the sad misfortune to die on the grounds of Bly. No hope for the victims of Bly.
How was Hannah
Be they
managed to?
victims of fate, of vice, or
I
disease.
guess they were quite
or
recent. I don't know how long
of
it
each other.
takes.
No hope, it would seem, for the young au pair, who, having run afoul of so many of the dead,
I'd run
those
afoul of the
unfortunate
worst.
tenants of the gravity well, and who had finally stepped into the path of her own fate.
You can't leave 2 episodes in a row in the same damn scene. Holy shit. That was awesome. That was just awesome through and through. You know, like I said, those ones it seemed, we would have been happy. I would have been happy not knowing. Really, I don't think it would have made a difference if we didn't know. But it's cool that we went into it. It was a really, really well done story, and just tragic all around, you know. What a horrible, horrible life, and what a horrible, horrible death, you know, afterlife. It's just damn. But again, things are coming together again. We're getting all the answers we need. So next episode is the one. I don't know. I don't know, actually. There's no certainty in this that Danny survives, because, well, we don't know that lady at the start's name, do we? I don't know if we ever got it. If we did, let me know. So, you know, she might herself become a ghost and fight to get Flora out. And Owen and Jamie, the last bloody survivors. But I love how this, like, the cause is different. Like last time the house was an entity, the house was doing this, was trapping these people, like these spirits. This time it was a person. Like that's kind of badass, by the way, for her to just go no and just completely deny nature and be like, no, I am staying. And then for her to create her own, like, well, her own gravity well, and pull all these in. That's badass. Right. I'll see you in the next one for the finale. Goodbye.